Also joining us is John Morse. He is the director of the Astrophysics Division at NASA headquarters. We'll hear from both gentlemen, and then we'll throw it open for questions. With that, I'll turn it over to Tony.
All right. Thanks, Kyle. I'm sure you've seen what we have in the payload bay today. We had a very successful day. We had a few hiccups we had to work through, but all in all, we got the HST grappled and berthed, and it's down and it's ready for the 5 EVAs we have planned the next 5 days. Just later on, it was, I want to say it was a great team effort. Like I said, we had a few comm hiccups. Everybody worked very well together here at JSC and Goddard to make sure we had a really good plan together with the failures that we had, or I should say the hiccups and the unique situation that we had. But again, it all worked out very well, and very happy where we're at today. The remainder of the day, of course, the crew's going to complete the HST surveys. Mike Massimino did the RMS ones right after we got berthed, and Ray J is going to go ahead and do the digital ones a little bit later. Crew, they completed all their EVA1 tool configs today, and this evening they'll be doing EVA1 procedure review, and then we'll get ready for tomorrow's activities tomorrow. So with that, that's all I really had to talk about today, Kyle.
John?
We're very excited on the HST program and the Science Mission Directorate, and again wanted to thank the Space Shuttle program, the Space Operations Mission Directorate, all the ground support crew, everyone that gave us a great write-up and successfully grappled and berthed HST to the orbiter. We're very much looking forward to getting on with these EVA activities. I wanted to note that when we first had the image of HST on the big screen in our control room, there were audible gasps of elation that this was truly a wonderful sight after 7 years or so since the last servicing mission to see the space telescope. Amazing sights of the telescope on the end of the grapple arm, with the Earth in the background. And I noted on a sticky here when they were working through a couple of these comm issues, verifying that HST had released its safe mode, that John Grunsfeld had called down and said it was an amazing sight, and after 19 years it still looks to be in fantastic shape. So we're really looking forward to tomorrow and getting on with the instrument upgrades and repairs.
Okay, thanks, John. Tony, we're ready for questions. Where is Jeremiah? Start in the corner with Bill and work your way across there. Bill Harwood.
Bill Harwood, CBS News for Tony. For tomorrow's EVA, any chance those guys go out earlier? Is this one of those things that's so tightly scripted comm-wise and everything else that you try to stay on the timeline?
Basically what we did going in plan for the EVAs, Bill, is that we're going to go out about an hour and a half after wake-up. That's how we actually start the EVA prep activities. And basically we're planning to go out early, and we're hoping to get out on time. So
Okay.
the crews are going to work really hard, and most likely for tomorrow being the first day, we'll get out on a time, and they might improve on that, by minutes and so, but not much earlier. And like you said, we do have a pretty tight script with all the commanding required to get the telescope ready for the EVA activities and such.
Thanks. And just before you guys got here, they were talking on air to ground about having them take some pictures of some, they called it fine particulate on wide field camera 3Ks. Can you tell us what that's all about? I'm just curious.
Yeah, on the WSIP, we took some the SSC overnight survey with the cameras, Flight Night 1, and they saw some contamination on it. We're looking at the pictures, very fine contamination. Don't know what it is, but basically what we're going to do is just give the crew words that, hey, it's there. Just be careful when you're around it, not to disturb it too much, and that's about it. No really big other changes to the EVA.
Mark.
Thank you, Mark Carreau, representing the AFP. Could either of you discuss the imagery of the telescope itself, if it revealed anything surprising in terms of the condition of the outside?
Actually, I was head down trying to get the telescope in a good config, and I really didn't see anything, Mark, and I don't know how much John saw of that, but like you said, Grunsfeld said it was in very good condition, and so based on that, we know, like we talked about before, that there was a little bit extra MLI damage and stuff to it, some more cracks, but John reported it looked in great shape. We'll have the folks take a look at the pictures that both Ray J and Mike Massimino took with the RMS to doubly check the condition of the telescope.
Thanks. And I had a follow-up question regarding the communications issues during the rendezvous. I gather that was something you sort of rehearsed, but I think I got the gist of it was that the astronauts could command, but they could not see the response. So you had to loop in the ground station at Goddard and have them command and check the response and then relay it to the crew. If that's roughly right, how unwieldy was that?
Well, that wasn't planned. We never simmed that, but we've simmed scenarios such like that where we just, we go through every what if. And basically what happened is I'll first talk about how we worked around it. We knew that the crew could command and also the HST guys could command through the ground, but we couldn't get feedback to the crew. So there was various commanding that usually the crew gets feedback, and I can't remember it. I can't believe I've been up all this long, but it was the attitude disable command on the HST, and there's a different word for that, but the crew just couldn't see it, so we sent both commands. There's a backup in prime, and at that point in time, of course, sim folks couldn't script it any better, but we lost our TDRS downlink, so we had to stand by for that. So we had a plan going that if we couldn't get the downlink or couldn't get TDRS within a certain amount of time, that we were going to go ahead and maneuver and get that capability. Well, we swapped to the aft antenna, if I remember correctly, and luckily that got us interface with TDRS, and we were able to see the end item, and we'll go to press on.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. It's Chris Baltimore with Reuters for either Tony or Scott. You've got 5 spacewalks coming up. Just wondering if things do go awry down the road and you have to kind of reconfigure things. Which of the tasks that are assigned now are the highest priority for you, and which ones are possibly ones that could be rolled, or is it sort of an all or nothing thing for you right now?
Well, basically, I'll answer that one, and if John wants to add anything to that, but we worked really hard pre-flight to put together a plan that if we had any reduction of EVA time, that we make sure the high priority activities got completed. And right now where we're at, basically for the first 2.5 EVAs, we have basically all the high priority activities. The only thing we have to move up is the battery Bay 3 activity from EVA 5 to EVA 3, and we can accomplish all the high priority activities, minimum mission success, if you want to call it. So we have a pretty good plan, and depending on what happens down the road, and we're well prepared, and have a very good plan to react to that.
Right. I'll add that we've engaged the science community, for example, in trying to put together a plan. We have a list of priorities, and those priorities are the gyros, the batteries, the Science Instrument Command and Data Handling System, and 2 new instruments. And that's what we have at the top of our list, the Wide Field Camera 3 and the Cosmic Origin Spectrograph. And then the instrument repairs, the fine guidance sensor, and on down to the blankets. So we have a list of things. The project has worked exhaustively through a whole bunch of different scenarios in case we lose EVA time to see which directions we go at different points of the decision tree.
Thanks. Irene Klotz with Reuters. I have one for John and 2 quick ones for Tony. For John, it was, as you mentioned, it was very thrilling to get that look of Hubble, and I was just curious if you had some sense of relief that it wasn't, you didn't see things trailing off, or if you can just maybe describe a little bit what you felt like when you got your first sight.
For me, and first of all, Megan MacArthur just did a fantastic job grappling and bringing it into position after Scooter and the crew brought the orbiter into an attitude to do the grapple. Now, you've heard Dr. Leckrone and Dr. Weiler in the past at previous press conferences talking about how this is their 6th mission. This is my first here.